Alright guys, so we back with another video. As y'all can see, this is my first time bench pressing since before the competition. We on the road to the powerlifting meet. The powerlifting meet is May, I forget the exact date, but it's at the end of May. The goal is to break the state records and go for the national record. I do know the national record for a full power raw untested is 540 pounds on the bench press. I think it's like 707 for deadlift, and it's something like that for a squat as well, 707. So that's the goal, man, to get back in action, get back ready, bang some heavy weight so I can break these records. So we're starting off with these two movements. I like to do these two movements before I bench press just to kind of get the shoulders warm, get the blood flowing. As you can see, we got the plasma jet from Gaspari and improving EAAs. The plasma jet is a nitric oxide. It just helps you get a crazy pump. I already be having crazy pumps since post-competition. My pumps be nasty, but this plasma jet gonna really make that pump be nasty. Pretty much the more blood in the muscle, the better. Remember, the goal is to pump as much blood into the muscle, fill it up with as much blood as you can to create micro tears. In order for the muscle to grow bigger and stronger, you have to break the muscle down. So when you're breaking the muscle down, those are called micro tears. Getting started with 135 just to find my rhythm, find my motion with the lift. Like I said, this is the first time I've bench pressed since before the competition. So I ain't gonna go too heavy. I'm gonna see where I go. I'm not gonna put a cap. I'm not one of the guys who go in the gym and be like, oh, I'm gonna stop at such and such weight for such and such reps. My goal is still to move as much weight as I can for as many reps as I can, but doing it in a smart manner. You don't want to strain yourselves, especially post-competition. Your muscles are still kind of depleted. You're still trying to bounce back from being super depleted. So you want to be super smart if you're getting back into compound movements post-competition. Give your body time to rejuvenate. So I usually hit 2 sets with 135, bump up to 225. This is how I train. You know, you increase the weight according to how you feel in your strength. But I go up to 225, I find my rhythm with that, hit 2 sets, and plate up and increase weight as I see fit, or as I see how I feel, pretty much. You want to be sure to control those negatives. Control the weight. When you control the weight, you're putting more stress on the muscle. Like I said just a second ago, in order to break down the muscle, in order for it to go bigger and stronger, the more attention you put on the muscle, the higher the chances you're going to do more damage to the muscle in a good way in order for it to grow bigger and stronger. Of course, your diet plays a part in the recovery process. So just as much work as you put in the gym, you want to be sure to put that work in the kitchen. You can't do one or the other. And as you can see, I'm keeping my reps, 10 reps. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just how I don't do lightweight high reps when it comes to bodybuilding. When it comes to building strength, I'm not one of those guys who go in the gym and stick to the 135 programming. Like I say, I like to lift as much as I can for as many reps as I can. If you pay attention to the guys in the older days, back in the 80s, they didn't go in the gym and do 135s. Just like when it comes to bodybuilding, they didn't do lightweight high reps. This is the thing. Everybody want to compare themselves to the golden era, or want to try to achieve the golden era results, but they don't want to train like the golden era. The golden era guys, golden era bodybuilders and powerlifters went in the gym and they put in work. The difference between those guys and guys nowadays try to get more for less. Back in the day, guys used to go to the gym, put in their work, be in the gym for hours, eating the food, getting the reps, moving the weight. Bodybuilders back then used to pretty much be powerlifters. They was in the gym benching 315, in the gym benching 405, squatting 500, banging deadlifts. And they had the physique to show, and they had the strength. So in order to look like or be comparable to the golden era, you have to train like the golden era. Don't try to reinvent the wheel and expect to get the same results that they got. They trained and ate the way they ate for a reason. Keep that in mind. So 315 is my top set. That was the weight that felt just right. Like I said, you don't want to strain yourself too much post-competition, but I did hit 3 sets with my top weight to get myself back familiar with the weight. After I hit these 3 sets, I'm going to work my way back down. So my style of training is pyramid up to top set, hit 3 sets or however many sets. This particular day I chose to do 3 sets. Sometimes I do 6 sets, or it just depends on how I'm feeling. And then I work my way back down, getting the reps. Even if I work up to a top set of 1, I'm still going to pyramid my way back down to make sure I'm getting my reps, because the goal is to be swole and strong. I want to look like a bodybuilder but have strength like a real power lifter. What do I mean by a real power lifter? I want to be a guy who lifts with power, not technique. I don't want to use technique to move the weight. I want to use raw power. In other words, in simple form, I want to bang heavyweight and look good doing it. I'm actually going to start a series, man. Road to the powerlifting meet. It's January. The meet is in May, so I'll let you guys see my style of training and my progress from my style of training. And I also, of course, document the powerlifting meet itself. So stay tuned, man. I'm gonna show y'all my progression on bench, deads, and squats. This is the fun part of training for me. I enjoy bodybuilding and prep, but the last, let's say, 6 weeks of bodybuilding prep for competition is not fun to me, but I do it to get the job done. Now we moving on to incline chest press. I was recently asked why I don't start my chest workouts with incline press. Reason being is I get a better contraction when I do incline hammer strengths or incline press machines versus incline barbell press. Like I always say in all my videos, I'm an advocate of compound movements. I like to hit all of my compound movements first, which is why I bench heavy first and then finish off with machine work. So I kind of taper down. I start with all the heavier, more challenging exercises first, and then pyramid my way down to the easier exercises. Now, if I incline barbell bench press, it may be different, but like I say, I get a better contraction on incline machines versus incline barbell. And this is a very unique machine itself because it's really wide. And if I was to incline barbell press or incline Smith machine or dumbbell, I typically wouldn't have my hand placement that wide. That machine is really wide, so it allowed me to target an area of the upper pec that I usually don't target. So we're moving on to the last chest movement of this session, incline dumbbell chest flies. A lot of people usually do them on cables, which I do sometimes as well, but I wanted to switch it up and use dumbbells. I'm more of a type of guy, I'd rather use dumbbells or free weights in general over machines for most movements. I believe personally that I know for a fact, barbells and just free weights in general scope the body and make you look different. And here's a prime example. All of the guys nowadays, I say 99% of the guys nowadays use machines. They base their exercises off machines, right? Or technique lifting, right? So, but they always want to compare themselves to the golden era. When you pay attention to the golden era, how did they train? Barbells, free weights, they rarely use machines. And when most guys come off of their cycles, what do? Shrivel up. But guys who use dumbbells and free weights and train heavy and hard, they come off their cycle and they still hold and maintain their size and muscle. Why? Because it's true dense muscle. You can't build dense muscle using machines. If you just strictly use machines all the time or technique lift, like don't really put the muscle under great amount of stress, you're not going to build dense muscle and you're not going to build strength. This is a power building channel, meaning we can do powerlifting and bodybuilding. So the goal is to show you guys how I personally try to do both. I'm not saying I'm the best. Let's get that understood. But I do want to put it out. I'm living proof of what I do. I'm not the type of guy who get on the internet and critique other people's training methods, and I can't get on stage or get on a platform and handle business myself. You know, we got a lot of fitness, quote unquote, gurus out here who sit up and critique other people's training methods and tell you what exercises are pointless or irrelevant or don't work when their physique isn't phenomenal. They're not immaculate. I'm the type of guy, if you can't walk that walk, I don't want to hear you talk that talk. You can say something is irrelevant or don't work or whatever the case all you want. But if, like, that's like an individual saying, oh, squatting is irrelevant, it don't build legs. But if you don't have big legs, why would I take your advice? So I use that with anything when it comes to fitness. You can't tell me how to diet if you're not in shape. You can't tell me how to bench press a certain amount of weight if you can't bench press a certain amount of weight. I like taking notes from goats, like Chris Jones say. I want to take notes from people who walking and living what they're preaching. It's easy to say, like they always say in the older days, money talk, bullshit walk. If you can't be a walking billboard of the things that come out of your mouth, it's bullshit. Simple as that. Look at that pump. Look at that pump training them on, boy. You know what I mean? So I know y'all don't really rock with the voiceover videos, so I'm gonna try to get back away from doing the voiceover videos and get back to the live content. But I hope y'all enjoyed this video. And I always get sidetracked with the voiceovers. I get to rambling all over the place. So like the video for your boy, man. Let's continue to grow the channel. Comment, subscribe. Until next time, we checking out. Peace.